Welcome to WILA, or What I'm Looking At. WILA is, of course, a bananagram for what I'm looking at, very cleverly. And this is a podcast about what I'm looking at. So I'm your host, and relax you, make you happy, make you smile. See, this is my job as a host. I have to tell you, though, that I've got my door open. I'm at the center, Steady Wave Center for Contemplation in Abbotsbury, Dorset, UK. And I'm open today, and it's sunny outside. And usually when it's sunny, I have my door open for people to feel welcome to walk in. So you might hear some ambient noises like cars driving by. Or vans. That was a van, if you heard it. A van. I wonder if it's possible to discern the different... I wonder if there's someone out there who can tell what kind of vehicle it is just by the sound of it. I'm sure there's someone out there who could say, that's a VW Golf or a Peugeot XL57. I'm certainly not one of those people, but, that's what makes the world go round and round, is different types of people. And sure, do we wish there were fewer types of people in certain categories? Yeah, maybe the world would be a more peaceful place, a happy, calm place, but I'm really not in the business of wishing things were different. I think we should pay attention to things that we want to change, but wishing, I don't know, does wishing do anything? I'm not sure. That's a controversial thing to say. And I'm just hearing now that I'm getting some interference from somewhere. It's not from my phone, so it's either the spirits in this center, of which I'm sure there are many, or some other electrical transmission. But hopefully that's also just adding to the beautiful ambiance that is cars driving by and flies buzzing around and ghost interference and probably some water trickling in a minute if someone flushes the toilet. So I'm just gonna talk to you for a moment, because in this time, for me it's nice because there's no pressure. I can say whatever I want and probably no one's listening, because this is the part of the show where you're just kind of unwinding and in one ear and out the other. And it might just be comforting to have my voice going along saying things and you don't really know what I'm saying. It's kind of similar to my high school experience and being in class and nodding my head but not hearing a single word the teacher was saying. And if ever I was called upon, I would just say something like, I've got to think about that more. And 9 times out of 10 it would work. They would just move on. I was not often pressed to develop an answer on the spot, luckily. My point is that just treat me as a, I know I said I was your host, but maybe I can be your teacher as well, and we can just unwind your brain into a puddle of noodles. Not a puddle, but a pile of noodles. And so you're just so relaxed, and then by the time we look at something, you'll be very relaxed and you can actually pay attention to the visual picture that's being formed in your head by what I'm saying. And we will get there, but first I am gonna say to you that was the Jurassic coaster going by. This center is in the Jurassic Coast area, and there's a double-decker bus. It's like a tour bus kind of thing for tourists, and it's called the Jurassic Coaster, and people sit up top in the bus and they go all around to the beaches and stuff, and one of them just drove by. I wanted to first, before we get into what I'm looking at, thank the other subscriber that subscribed between last podcast and this podcast. Thank you very, very much. I check it every day with excited anticipation, and if you don't know what subscribing means, it's just you click subscribe and then you pay $3.99 a month, and then you get all of the old episodes of WILA, and you simultaneously support what I'm doing in a financial way, which is what I need help with at the moment, if I'm gonna be frank with you all. And I always am. I'll always be frank with you. I owe that much to you, So thank you to the 2 subscribers that I have. You mean a lot to me, even though we don't talk face to face. Thank you. And also, I want to extend a thank you to everyone who's watched my YouTube videos, because I have dedicated a lot of time lately to making them. I just find that I'm excited by making that kind of content. So thanks for watching, and thanks for commenting. And if you haven't already checked it out, maybe go check out my death doula related YouTube channel. It's called Steady Waves. If you just type in, I think, Steady Waves in YouTube, you should be able to find it. So there's that. What else is there to say? I have so many things to say before I turn the mic on, and then when the mic's on, I freeze up and I can't remember what I was going to tell you all. I think there's sort of just too much to say to you all, and I want to keep it relaxing. A number of things on my mind aren't relaxing, and I want to keep a lid on that unrelaxing feeling. I've been observing a parked car out front for the past 20 minutes or so. It's a person in a red car and a camo baseball cap and a khaki green hoodie, and just furiously vaping. And this person is talking, so I'm not sure who they're talking to, if there's someone else in the vehicle. The window is open. I'm considering going to the door and saying, "Are you okay?" But maybe that's regular vaping procedure. I haven't really observed how vaping happens normally, so maybe I shouldn't worry. They look fine. I'm really cold, It's cold in these old stone buildings, but the sun is shining, and I'm looking forward to having some tea after I record this episode. And then I have a kind of meeting, a training meeting where I'm training someone to be able to facilitate living funeral ceremonies. If you don't know what a living funeral is, it's sort of just how it sounds. I do this ceremony where people die before they actually die, and I've gotten some very interesting, positive results from this experience. You can see more about it on my website if you want, steadywavecenter.com. But maybe now we should stop the chit chat and go to what I'm looking at. That sounds like the thing we should do now. So, if you're ready, please make your way to a comfortable location, except for if you're driving. Don't get too comfortable, and definitely keep your eyes open unless you're not the one driving. If you're being driven, do whatever you want within reason. But if you're able to get to a comfortable place, free-ish from distractions, and so you're set up to really focus in on what I'm saying and form this image in your mind of what I'm looking at, because that is going to help you in this state of focus and mindfulness and being in the present moment, which is always anyway. I can't remember who said this, probably a lot of people said this, but there is no future or past. It's all present. It's all right now at the same time. And I think about that a lot because I find my mind going to the past, and then I remember that that's also the present. And there's nothing wrong with thinking of the past or the future. Actually, I think about the future more than the past, probably. What I'm going to do, where I'm going to put something, what I'm going to buy, what's for dinner, who I'm going to text, who I'm going to call, who I'm going to write a song for, what thing am I going to tick off of my to-do list. A lot of what I'm going to do. And if you're like me and you do that, that's fine. That's just your brain doing its thing. But sometimes it's nice to have all of those things fade into the background for a little while and just talk about, or hear someone talk about, rather, a green pencil, for instance. But hey, if you're not using this podcast to relax or to be mindful, if you're using it to keep your dog or your pet company, or yourself company, or for some other reason, feel free to just stay in an uncomfortable position. Don't alter anything about what you're doing. I'm just kidding. Don't stay in an uncomfortable position if you don't have to. Never do that. But you get what I'm saying. If you're trying to use this to relax, maybe go into a quiet room. If you're just having me, blasting through some car speakers or a Bluetooth thingy in your house, go about your day. Clean your sink. Do your laundry. Draw your pictures. Whatever you're doing. I love what you're doing, no matter what you're doing, unless you're hurting someone or something, and then I don't like it. But whatever else you're doing, fair play. So, as I hinted at, we're going to be looking together at a green pencil. It's not just any green pencil, it's my green pencil, and I've had it for a long time, and I don't remember where I got it, but it's traveled with me through different houses and states and countries and locations in the house, and I've used it for many different things, and I've probably even let other people use it. It's not a particularly special pencil, it's not an expensive pencil. I do like the color of it, and it is a Pentel, so let's get into it. This pencil is... I'm looking for my ruler. Ruler, oh ruler, where are you today? Ruler, oh ruler, come out to play. Ruler, oh ruler, where are you now? Ruler, oh ruler, I need your know-how. Usually that song works and the ruler comes out, but didn't work this time. So we're going to guesstimate. Ready? The pencil is roughly 5 inches tall. If you stood it on its tip and measured from that, it would be about 5 inches tall. And, not even half an inch in diameter. It's a thin, kind of a regularly sized pencil. The thing about this pencil is that it's a mechanical pencil. It's not a wooden pencil. It has metal components, metal and lead, and probably some plastic in here somewhere, knowing the state of the world as we are living, because this is not a vintage pencil. I bought it new, I think. It looks modern, but I think it's probably mostly metal. I'm not going to take it all apart because I'm not an engineer, and I definitely will forget what order I've put back. I've taken them apart, and then I wouldn't be able to put it back. So I'm just gonna say it's probably there's a few plastic parts, but mostly it's metal. The colors featured on this pencil are chrome silver and painted on green effect. And if I were to guess, because I know myself, I would have been attracted to this pencil because of the color. So I'm going to describe to you, I keep hitting the pop filter, sorry. I'm going to describe to you the color of this and also the finish, because that's also notable. The color is, I would call it a spring green or a bright sage, or it's not yellow enough to be chartreuse, but it's verging on chartreuse. So we're talking about a light springy green, and it's got this iridescent quality to it. So it's not sparkly per se. I don't even know if you call it shimmery, but maybe shimmery. And where it's been banged up, in a bag, or like put down on a desk too hard, or dropped on the floor, it's got some scuff marks, and they're nothing serious, but they are signs of use and of love. And where these scuffs are, you can see the chrome silverness of the pencil is shining through, so you can tell that this green has been spray painted on by some machine. Also, I have to say that it's got a multi-beveled effect. So if you think of a normal lead number 2 pencil, you think of how it's got bevels. I'm not sure how many it has. I'm just looking at one behind me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like an octagon. This one has more. Let's try to count how many bevels it has, starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's got 11 bevels. So if I hold the pencil in between my thumb and my pointer finger, both of them on both my hands, and I swivel it around, it catches the light and shimmers with the twirling of the pencil. So actually, this pencil might be special. Who knows? It's certainly seeming that way to me now that I'm looking at it more. And this is the magic of looking at something deeper and deeper, because usually you find out that there's a little more to something than you might think initially, and it just makes you appreciate it more. Now I appreciate this pencil a little bit more. Where one would hold this pencil, there's a grippy section. It's made up of just lines, so it's I'm not sure how effective that is actually, that grippiness, but it's there for a reason. It's not just decorative. That's where your hands fit to grip onto the pencil. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 also little divots, little indents for the grip. And is it a coincidence that there are 11 bevels and 11 indents? I think not. I should also tell you that this pencil, on right above the grip, there's some embossed words. The first being the brand of the pencil. It says Pentel, and there's no coloring to this, it's just embossed into the metal. It says Pentel in the classic Pentel font. The Pentel font it looks kind of 70s to me. It's sans serif. It's got personality. The P is big. It just looks it just curls around. The E's don't connect, and the N is just a hump. And the L at the end is a lowercase l, it just curves around. So we've got that Pentel, very small, and below it says Japan. And there's some numbers, I think. They're so small. Can't quite see what that says. Oh, it says B39. Now the pencil has a clip, which comes in handy if you need to clip it onto your pocket or clip it onto something else. But there's a clip for you to use, and that is silver. It looks like you could actually remove it because it's not fused onto let's call it the barrel, but it clips on. I've never bothered to try to remove it because why mess with perfection, but you could, I suppose, if you wanted to. It's a silver metal clip, not much to say about it except for there's another embossed, or this one's debossed, because I think when it's debossed it's carved in, and when it's embossed it's coming up, so you could feel it. And then there's the classic clicker function that draws the lead out of the tip of the pencil so that if you wear it down enough, then you can click out more of it. And I always thought as a kid it was hilarious to click it out like this. Not on this particular pencil, but mechanical pencil. And then it's like a party trick. And it only works if someone's never seen a mechanical pencil in their life. You put the lead onto your skin and you act like it's piercing into your skin. Anyone else do that when they were a kid? So that's the clicker. Pretty calming, if you ask me, that sound. That's just metal. It's a rectangular shape. There used to be an eraser also. If you took the metal hat off, there used to be an eraser, but I've used it all. And I suspect you could buy replacement erasers for this pencil, but I've never got around to doing that. Oh yes, I found the plastic part. It's at the eraser, the base of the eraser. The eraser is sitting within a plastic little cup thing. But the eraser hat, the clicker, is metal. And the only other aspect of this pencil, besides the tip, which is just silver as well, is something on the side which says, in white, 0.7 millimeters, Pentel P207. So if you would like to get this exact pencil, you could probably Google Pentel P207 0.7 millimeters, and you could find it. I don't know if they're still making them, but you could probably find one on eBay. If nothing else, if nothing came about a Google search of a new pencil. And you know what? You should buy it on eBay anyway. If someone is leaving it in good condition, better to buy used than to buy new. And that is my Pentel 0.7 millimeters P207 made in Japan pencil, probably purchased, if I were to guess, in Chicago during my Chicago days, and it's been traveling with me ever since. But I could have had it before then. I really don't know. I want to thank you all so very much for joining me on today's episode of WILA. Please keep listening, keep sending me notes. Follow me on my personal account, my music account, I guess, my most personal account is at Cross Record, and you can send me messages there or through my Steady Waves Center account if you wish. Yeah, I love to hear from you guys, and I really appreciate all the support that I get from you as well. So thank you so much. Until next time, bye.